Hey guys, welcome back. I am so excited today because it is the third in our major design series and it's contemporary. Now I've done traditional and I've done transitional and you are gonna love it. So don't you move a muscle, let's go. So guys, I'm gonna show you something that's going to literally blow your mind. Now, we think of contemporary as something like this, but contemporary actually got started from this. It's crazy, but it's true. And to understand why, we have to hop into my history book for a second. Now, contemporary design actually has its roots as far back as like 1875, mid-1800s, which kind of seems crazy because we were in the middle of the Victorian era. Yes, this actually happened. But the real deep roots of contemporary actually started with some paradigm shifting movements that came out of the early Industrial Revolution. The arts and crafts movement started in the 1870s. Look at this space. This was a movement that wanted to bring back the idea of artisanal craftsmanship, and it was a movement against industrial design. But you can see it still feels like it has some roots in traditional, for sure. You had Art Nouveau starting merely a decade later, a total shift from that. All of a sudden you have sensuous lines. Look at the curve on this staircase or the trim inside this room. It's absolutely sensual. It's a beautiful look. Totally different feel. Then we move on to the Werkstatt. Oh my gosh, these guys really started to get serious. A movement against Art Nouveau. Everything straight lined. You had Joseph Hoffman, this was about 1903. You had Joseph Hoffman and his cronies, and they were beginning to work with straight lines, grids as decor. Everything was really starting to move into this very sort of contemporary, modern statement. Art Deco actually traces its roots directly to the Werkstatt, so you had a real connection with what was gonna come later from those guys. But guys, the 800-pound gorilla that completely changed our entire world was the Bauhaus School. Now this was started by Walter Gropius and Mies van der Rohe in 1919, if you can imagine, and it went all the way to 1933. And these guys were taking industrial technology and creating furnishings and decor with it. They were changing perception. This was a paradigm shift. Look at this for a minute. This is the Bruno chair. It's a cantilevered steel seat. Now, we would easily use this in a project today. I've sat in them, I've used them a lot. But this was designed in the 20s by these guys. And if you can imagine, think of somebody from the Victorian era coming in and sitting in this chair. They probably thought it was magic. But they took the technology that was coming out of industrial design and applied it to the decorative arts. They were the bridge that took us out of that period and gave us things like skyscrapers and the most magnificent chair in the world, the Barcelona chair. They changed the game, and everything else that's come since started with them. So now that we know how we got from this Victorian to contemporary, but what really is contemporary style? Well, it's an enormously broad category, and these days it's influenced by everything from like tech to globalism. You've got all kinds of influences happening. So let me show you a couple of these subcategories that fall under contemporary. It's so broad. For instance, you have minimalism, kind of spare, clean. California beach, ooh, casual, little hip, but very contemporary. Deco, for sure, moved straight out of the Vienna Werkstatt and landed here. Glam, Hollywood Regency, rich colors, think Deco 20s, 30s, all of that. Global, absolutely. Global travelers, collectors, ooh, this is great. Mid-century modern, oh my gosh, that absolutely came out of this. Took a little bit of a natural woods turn, but it's still definitely contemporary. Scandi kind of went there as well. Blonde woods, absolutely strong contemporary. Rustic contemporary, working in a little bit of that industrial vibe, but still contemporary. Even pop maximalism. Oh my gosh, this one's just crazy off the charts fun, right? But it's definitely sits in the contemporary zone. So now I know that's a lot of looks. It's a broad range, but if one of these absolutely made your heart sing, then that's your style. That's what's resonating for you. And so what we need to do is we need to kind of understand how to put that together for your space. And to do that, there's a couple of rules to follow. And we've got to build your style language. And the first thing we're going to look at is your lines. In contemporary, your lines are clean, simple. You can either do straight or organic. For instance, this is a beautiful space, and notice that they've done this clean, sharp fireplace or element there, and then in front of it, the sofa has this lovely soft curve to it. So that's a great contemporary combination of lines. Or this other space that has this lovely plinth almost coffee table, and then it's got these groovy little curved smaller seats in the brown leather. That's fantastic. Contemporary wants minimal ornamentation on your elements, and you're really focusing on shape, mass, form, and texture to be those things that speak and blend together. So number 2 is your color palette. Super important with this one. Think statement. It can be monochromatic, like this space, absolutely gorgeous, very contemporary, very clean, but still warm and soft and inviting. And you can do it in neutrals, or you can do it in a solid, strong color. Like this fabulous one with the steel fireplace, oh my gosh, and that deep orange sofa, that's fantastic. But note, there's only 2 or 3 colors in there. They don't get busy with it. That's also very contemporary. They've done this one with just a little pop of yellow in it. Absolutely perfect. Number 3 is lose the patterns. Contemporary styling is all about the texture stories, and you can create that either through color statements or through actual physical textures. For instance, I love this space that has the deeply grooved carpet that's really yummy and chunky, and then it's paired up against this gorgeously high gloss veneer piece above the fireplace. That's amazing. Number 4 is keep a single focal point. Oh my gosh, this is super critical in contemporary. Why? Because contemporary is about spareness. It is about texture and more subtle stories than having a lot of patterns and having a lot of ornamentation that makes you look around. So, single focal point, and you can do it a number of ways. It can be a single piece of artwork or an architectural statement. Look at this red button. I bet that's the big Hal button.
Good morning, Dave. This is Hal.
But it's amazing. I love that piece in there. So that's both color and a single piece of artwork handling the focal point. Or look at this fireplace. Oh my gosh, with the stacked stone and the asymmetrical mantle level. Oh, that's a fabulous focal point for that space. Or your focal point can even be an architectural statement. If you've got maybe a fabulous view or big windows or something, that can absolutely be it. Look at this thing. Oh my God, it's one whole wall that's nothing but glass out to that beautiful view. But they've played around with the different pieces that are in the space, like that slick, beautiful blue glass table sitting up against a little rattan poof. That's so fun, and a big texture play. So keeping the focal point on the glass though, so that everything else just kind of works as a supporting player in the statement. Now, every couple of months, I get a little bee in my bonnet. Now, there's a number of you guys out there that are watching and not subscribing. What is up with that? Come on, you gotta smash that button and hit that like bell and comment down below. It makes such a difference to my channel, and I love it when you do. Now, moving on. If any of this is really floating your boat, how do you even get started? Okay, number 1 thing, edit. Edit, edit, edit. Oh my gosh, edit. Contemporary spaces are absolutely clutter-free zones. Do you see stacks of books and crappy papers sitting around in this stuff? No. contemporary is super clean in that direction. So there's a number of great vendors out there that carry really great contemporary pieces because there's a lot to choose from. You want to kind of like think about some modern classics, for instance, and you could definitely start at places like Interior Icons, CB2, Crate and Barrel, West Elm. Anthropology has some very interesting and global pieces. Serena and Lily can kind of get you there as well. Now, I'm going to link all of these down below, as well as links that I have for all of my international subbies, because you guys keep sending them to me, which is great. And then don't forget your local spaces as well. You know, there's consignment and repurposed places, First Dibs, Cherish, Facebook Marketplace might have some things, Let Go, Offer Up, local home stores like Goodwill. They can have like some fabulous pieces that someone just isn't using anymore, and maybe it needs just a little zippy little reupholstery job or something, and you're there, you're on your way. And if you're looking for artwork, and you should be, because it's a super important decor element for any of the contemporary subcategories, you want to be sure and check out my video on art. It has a ton of online resources for acquiring interesting art that's original, that's not a budget buster. Places like Saatchi & Saatchi, HAA, there's all kinds of them on that video, so be sure and check that out. So guys, if you're wanting to do something in the contemporary category, you've got those 4 rules: clean lines, color palette, lose your patterns, and make sure you focus in on your focal point.
Good morning, Dave. This is Hal.
Watch these videos, and I'll see you guys next week.